I'll take us back to the video.
Part of its fourth week, millions feeling the pain. Staffing issues at major airports causing gridlock in the skies. The FAA forced to slow air traffic around Chicago, Dallas, Fort Worth, Philadelphia, Jacksonville, and others as some air traffic controllers working without pay for weeks call out. And this morning fears a hunger crisis is now on the horizon.
So again, this administration's idea or version of governing is not governing, is control. Just fear and control. We're going to create a secret police, we're going to use the actual military, and then we're going to destabilize every single other facet of life and society until we can brutally subjugate the masses when they begin to riot. We are seeing air traffic being impacted by this. Every single major travel hub being impacted by this, which will impact industry generally, but also travel largely, right? Travel within the United States is coming to a screeching halt because most flights that go any major distance go through those hubs. And now air traffic controllers who make $200,000+ a year are making $0 a month and living off of a $200,000 a year lifestyle, meaning they are rapidly ending up with foreclosures, past due bills, unable to pay the mortgage, not able to pay for their vehicles, not able to pay for just regular necessities, and all because of this administration, or the plan of this administration, to shut down the government, to hijack the government with unlimited control, because it is an unprecedented act, but it is actually fairly genius. But it was also mentioned in Project 2025 that once you shut down the government, the only branch that is effectively running in the government would be the executive, right? Just because Congress shuts down doesn't mean that the executive can't, be an executive, and the judiciary won't necessarily be able to interfere because there's no new legislation happening, and whatever cases they come across is kind of in limbo. So by default, it is a state of emergency without needing to declare one, giving the executive branch that much more power to operate, or so Project 2025 would have you believe. What we have seen, though, is that the courts at the lower levels, lower than the Supreme Court, but at the federal level, have been interfering with the administration's attempt to further cement the coup d'etat that is happening by preventing the arbitrary firings of government employees. So, meanwhile, though, the things that are maintained that are different this time than they were in the past is that the military is getting paid, and so is ICE, meaning the military and the secret police are maintaining both their staffing and their funding, because eventually, especially starting in November, with food scarcity due to a lack of SNAP benefits, companies that are going to do drawdowns and mass layoffs due to not being able to afford to run business because of the lack of benefits and support systems that the government engages in, will eventually cause civil unrest. How quickly? I don't know. I hope rather quickly, because the more and sooner we can protest, and over the longer course of time, the sooner we can remove this piece of garbage from office. That being said, if we do that, and we don't have a clear consensus and a clear direction, all he's going to do is bring the secret police and the military on our heads. And at that point, what are the masses going to do? And that's the question. But that's a question that we're going to find out an answer to in the very near future, because there is no end in sight for this shutdown, and there is no intent by Republicans in Congress to reopen the government by any stretch of the imagination.